The night was restless. Storm clawed at the world outside, and the wind howled through the cracks of Anaya's old bedroom window. Her candle trembled with every gust, shadows crawling across the walls like living creatures. She pulled her blanket tighter, but no warmth could stop the chill that had been haunting her nights. It wasn't just the storm. It wasn't just her imagination. It was him. She had seen him too many times to call it madness anymore. At first, it was whispers in the silent, soft, fleeting voices that touched her ear when she was alone. Then came the shadows that moved when nothing else did. And then the eyes. Hollow, glowing faintly like dying embers. Eyes that watched her with hunger, yet with something strangely tender, something almost human. She told herself she should be afraid. She told herself she should scream, pray, run, but instead she waited. And every night she waited. Her heart betrayed her, craving the very thing that froze her blood. And tonight he came again. The mirror across the room fogged, though the night was dry. Slowly, letters etched themselves across its cracked surface. "I see you," her lips parted, trembling. She whispered, barely able to speak. "Why? Why me?" The air shifted. The candle bent nearly sideways, as though bowing to something unseen. From the corner of the room, shadows thickened, twisting until they took form. He stepped out of them tall, pale, his skin like ash, and those hollow eyes burning like a dying fire. Anaya's pulse quickened. Her chest rose in shallow gasps. "You should fear me," he whispered, his voice like velvet wrapped around thorns. "But you don't, do you?" She shook her head without realizing it. Her body trembled, but it wasn't the trembling of terror. It was the trembling of something far more dangerous. "No," she breathed. "I don't." He tilted his head, as though studying prey that was offering itself willingly. Then he stepped closer. Every inch he moved, the room grew colder, the air heavier, until she could see her own breath. Yet she couldn't move away. She didn't want to. His hand rose, if it could be called a hand. It hovered inches from her cheek, never touching, yet she felt it as sharply as fire. Except it wasn't fire, it was ice. A kiss of frost that slid across her skin without ever meeting it. Her eyes fluttered shut, a sound escaping her throat, half gasp, half plea. "Why do you tremble?" he whispered. His face leaned closer, so near that his lips almost brushed hers. "Is it fear, or is it love?" Anaya's breath caught. I don't know." His hollow eyes locked into hers. "Then let me show you the difference." And before she could speak, his lips pressed against hers. It was not warmth. It was cold, so cold that her entire body shuddered violently. She felt her veins freeze, her soul tremble, as if his kiss was pulling the very life from her. And yet, mixed with the terror, there was a sweetness, a dark ecstasy that consumed her completely. Her hands, instead of pushing him away, clutched the air desperately. Reaching for him, though, there was nothing solid to hold. The shadows wrapped around her waist like chains, pulling her deeper into his embrace. The candle exploded, plunging the room into darkness. Only their breaths filled the silence, hers ragged and desperate, his soft and steady, like he could go on forever. When the kiss finally broke, she collapsed to her knees, gasping, her lips trembling with the memory of his. "You're not real," she whispered, almost begging herself to believe it. He knelt before her, his hollow eyes burning brighter. "Then why does your body ache for me?" Her chest rose and fell violently. Tears filled her eyes. She wanted to deny it. She wanted to scream. But the truth burned inside her. She did ache. She ached in ways she never thought possible. Because. Her voice broke, fragile as glass. "I need you." His smile was both cruel and tender. "Then you are already mine." The storm outside roared louder, lightning splitting the sky. The house groaned as though alive. And Anaya felt the weight of his words wrap around her, binding her soul. That night, she didn't sleep. The ghost stayed with her, whispering in her ear, brushing invisible lips along her skin, making her shiver with a mixture of horror and longing. The hours melted away into darkness, until she no longer knew where fear ended and desire began, but the ghost knew that he would never let her go. Days passed, though Anaya barely noticed them. She no longer sought the world outside her window. She barely ate, barely spoke. She lived for the night, for the moment the shadows thickened, and he came to her again. Each night he touched her more. Each night, he pressed closer, his cold lips exploring her throat, her chest, her trembling body. Each time she surrendered, terrified yet desperate, her tears mixing with soft gasps as his darkness filled her, and each night she felt weaker. Her reflection grew pale, her eyes darker, her smile gone. Yet when she looked in the mirror, she sometimes saw him behind her, his hands on her shoulders, his lips near her ear. And in those moments, she did smile, not with joy, but with surrender. One evening, as the last rays of sun vanished, she whispered into the silence, "Take me, all of me." The room froze. He appeared instantly, as though her words had summoned him. His hollow eyes burned brighter than ever. "You do not understand what you ask," he said, his voice low, almost broken. "I don't care," she whispered back. Her tears fell, not of sorrow, but of aching desperation. "I can't live without you anymore." He reached for her, his cold hand hovering above her heart. "If I take you, there is no life left. Only eternity. Only me." Her lips trembled. "Then let me be yours. Forever." The silence that followed was endless, broken only by her pounding heartbeat. Then he pulled her close, his lips crushing against hers, not a kiss this time, but a devouring. Darkness poured into her mouth, her veins, her soul. She gasped, arching back as shadows wrapped her completely, lifting her off the ground. Her eyes rolled back, her body shook. She tried to scream, but no sound came. Instead, the sound came from him low, hungry, endless. When the shadows released her, she fell to the floor. Her chest no longer rose, her eyes no longer blinked. But then slowly, she sat up. The mirror before her flickered, and in it her reflection smiled. But she didn't. Her lips stayed still, her face pale and lifeless. Only the reflection moved, its eyes black, hollow like his. And then his voice echoed not from the shadows, not from the mirror, but from inside her. "Forever mine." Anaya blinked once, her hollow eyes lifted, staring into the darkness beyond the mirror, and she smiled, 'cause love had claimed her, and love had killed her.